Did a Catholic bishop just compare the Society of St. Pius X to a Protestant denomination? That is exactly what Bishop Thomas Paprocki of Springfield, Illinois, said after the SSPX consecrated 4 new bishops without papal approval earlier this month. His comments have sparked fresh debate across the Catholic world. In a video released on July 13th, titled "The Main Problem with the SSPX," Bishop Paprocki addressed the recent consecrations and the wider questions surrounding the Society's relationship with Rome. According to the bishop, the issue goes beyond the consecration of bishops. Just before the July 1st consecrations, the SSPX released a detailed 154-point profession of faith addressed to Pope Leo XIV and the cardinals of the Church. That document included strong criticisms of the Second Vatican Council and several reforms that followed it. For Bishop Paprocki, this is where the central problem lies. He argued that by rejecting certain teachings of the Council and by proceeding with episcopal consecrations against the wishes of the Pope, the Society has placed itself in a position similar to groups that separate themselves from church authority. In his own words, he said that the SSPX is basically another Protestant sect that thinks that they are right and the Pope is wrong. The question of Vatican II has long been one of the biggest obstacles between the SSPX and the Vatican. Earlier this year, in February, the SSPX General House published a communiqué following a meeting between Superior General Father Davide Pagliarani and Cardinal Victor Manuel Fernandez. According to the SSPX statement, Cardinal Fernandez proposed continued dialogue to clarify what would be necessary for the Society to obtain a regular canonical status within the Church. However, Fernandez also made it clear that acceptance of the documents of the Second Vatican Council remains a necessary condition for that process. Not everyone in the Church agrees with that approach. Several well-known bishops have publicly defended the SSPX position regarding Vatican II. One of them is Bishop Athanasius Schneider. He argues that because Vatican II was primarily a pastoral council, its non-definitive teachings can be discussed, clarified, and even corrected where necessary. In a recent article, Bishop Schneider asked why full acceptance of every Vatican II text is required for communion with Rome when similar requirements are not imposed regarding the pastoral or disciplinary teachings of the previous 20 ecumenical councils. He also stated that some Vatican II texts dealing with religious liberty, ecumenism, interreligious dialogue, and collegiality contain formulations that many believe are difficult to reconcile with earlier church teaching. At the same time, other church leaders support Bishop Paprocki's concerns. Among them is Bishop Marian Eleganti. He described the recent consecrations as reflecting what he called a schismatic mindset. According to Bishop Eleganti, the problem is not only the consecrations themselves, but what he sees as a pattern of acting independently from Vatican authority. He pointed to several concerns. These include consecrating bishops without a papal mandate, operating with bishops who are not in full union with the Pope, maintaining hundreds of priests without normal diocesan assignment, and functioning through what he described as self-authorization. Bishop Eleganti also argued that while the Society says it does not want to create a parallel church, some of its actions give that impression. As the debate continues, one thing is clear. The questions surrounding Vatican II, church authority, and the future relationship between Rome and the SSPX remain some of the most discussed issues in Catholic life today. And after the events of July 2026, those conversations are only becoming more intense.